my name is Beth Chumanello, Mrs. T Chem Talk Teacher Tech, and I'm going to show you a little bit about creating material and the importance of creating material in Google Classroom. Please subscribe to my channel for other teacher tech and chemistry videos, and if you wouldn't mind hitting like and sharing this with anyone else who you think might benefit from this information. So the first place that we're going to go is Google Classroom, and you'll notice that I have 0 classrooms listed here, and that is because I am logged into the wrong Google account. So if you do get to Google Classroom, which would be classroom.google.com, and you realize that you all of a sudden don't see your classes, or even in Google Documents or Google Drive or anything like that, it might mean that you are logged into the wrong identity. So you would just click on this icon up in the upper right in any Google page, and you can pull down the menu to find the correct account. So for me, when I click that, I get my 2 of my home Gmails that I use for different purposes, as well as my school Gmail, and I'm going to click on the icon for my school Gmail, and over here you can see the email addresses are blurred out. You would be able to obviously see that on your end, so you would click the one with the correct Gmail address that matches your school account. Once I click that school account, all of a sudden now all of my classes are back, which is great. I've spent some time this summer setting up these classrooms. So I do have my 2 sections of AP Chem and my 2 sections of Chem H started, as well as a combined class for each that I may have my students join as well for the eventuality that we go full remote again. I'm just going to choose one of the AP classes, and when I click on that class, we can see about adding some material. So this page right here that you will always land on is called the stream. And if you scroll down on the stream, you can see all the different things that I've been doing to get this page ready. And you can see as I scroll down that I have been putting all of these things on. And one thing that I will suggest is that when you are posting material, you should make sure that you are posting that material during a time when, if your students get a notification, that it's not going to be an inappropriate time. Because one thing that we cannot do is once we click post in Google Classroom, it automatically goes live to our students. So if you are doing something and it's like the middle of the night and you're just up doing your postings, I highly recommend hitting schedule instead of post, so that you post it during a normal time, because your students will get these notifications as soon as you post. I choose to set up my classroom in advance before I have my students join it, and then all of these things are already there and they don't get all these little notifications. The next place that we're going to head, the next thing I did, I clicked this Classwork link right here, and this brought me to really what I consider to be the meat of Google Classroom. I try to train my students at the beginning of the year to always look in the Classwork tab. I rarely, if ever, post things into just the stream. I focus my attention on putting things in Classwork so that then I can organize them the way that I want. And what you can see, if we look at my Classwork tab here, I do have on the left-hand side, you can see, on the left-hand side, you can see all the different topics that I have organized everything into, and these are in chronological order of the year. And as I go through the year, I will drag up whatever topic we are on. I will drag it to the top, just below odds and ends. Odds and ends is sort of pinned to the top, and when I'm done with chapter 1, 2, and 3, I will then move chapter 4 to the top. And then when I'll move chapter 5 and chapter 6, and just so that when the students get to this Classwork page, it automatically has what they need right on top. So now just a note about the difference between material and assignments. If I click on the button that says create right here, I can either create an assignment, a Kami assignment, because I have previously linked Kami into Google Classroom. I do have another video on that. I can create a quiz assignment using Google Forms. I can ask the class a question. I can do material, I can reuse posts, or I can add a topic. So obviously what I have done here is all of these topics that are listed here, originally I had to add them as topics, but today we're going to focus on adding material. So when I click material, I can give it a title. This is something that I'm not going to keep here. The description for me is that it is a test post. I'm just showing you for this purpose here. I can click it, and this is important if you're posting to 2 separate classes. I can click it and put it into 2 separate classes at the same time, or even all of my classes at the same time. I can post it to certain students when I have a list, or all of the students, and I can put it into one of my existing topics, or I can create a topic. So you're going to choose any of those, then possibly add an attachment. You can add an attachment from Google Drive. You can add an attachment that is a link, a file, a YouTube video. I tend to do all of the above. I have certain things saved in my Google Drive. There might be a web page that I want my students to know and have access to, a file from my own computer, which is neat because once you add a file from your own computer, it does go into your Google Drive recent, so it kind of puts it into your Google Drive at the same time. And sometimes I do post my YouTube links. Once you have all your information there, you can do that, or you can even create a piece of material to put up here, and then you have the option to either discard it if you don't want it at all, which is what I'm going to do at the end of this so that it isn't some strange post on my Google Classroom. You can save it as a draft to figure it out or finish it later, or let's say you get interrupted, you do want to do that. You can post it and then it will go live, which again, if you hit post, please make sure for your students' sake that it is during a normal hour. If you are working in the middle of the night, they will get a notification in the middle of the night, and depending on their notification settings on their phone, it could be a notification that is audible. It depends on their own personal situation, how they have it set up. Or you can hit schedule. So let's pretend that it's 2 o'clock in the morning. What I would do is I would schedule it for the next school day at the start of school, which for me is 7:30 a.m. And once I hit schedule, that will just pop up in their feed in the stream, and it will also pop up wherever I decided to organize it on the Classwork page. So that would be my next step, is to hit schedule or post. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helped you learn how to create material in Google Classroom. Please hit that subscribe and come back and look for more Teacher Tech videos. Thanks a lot.